Oh, everybody, welcome back to Dwight Drowning. It's been a while, and with a while, it's actually not been that long. It's been one day, because I needed to go sleep. Not just I'm pretty much in the game still, which is surprising, and it's good, and yeah. So we are back in the present, and we could go back to the past again, or we can go interrogate stuff here. And we're gonna do that because I just wanna switch times so often, let's be honest. Just please don't do this to me. And I forgot where to go. So we're here in the rehearsal room, right? No, we're in the rehearsal. Actually, no, we're nowhere. So we have a lot of places we can go. Let's start with the dark room for whatever God knows reason. Anime Obscure. February 2. Pre-order now. This place is. Don't worry, Hera. I understand if you're not ready to be here. No, I'm fine. What the fuck is that thing? What's wrong, miss? Is this room making uncomfortable? No. Actually, I was hoping to see some paintings. Oh, so you already know the purpose of the dark room. I just give her like a snake voice because she looks like a horrible snake to me. Yes. I've only been here a long time ago, but things have changed a lot since then. Actually, I know exactly who you are and what your intentions are. You're kind of a legend around here, you know. I wasn't here at that time, but all people don't. With many conversation topics, they always end up talking about what happened 6 years ago. In fact, I'm so sorry for what happened to you, young lady. No one should experience something like that. Don't worry, it's all in the past now. I must ask you something important. I've been told that someone working in the dark room was very close to the victim. Were they referring to you by chance? Sadly, yes. I'm Lee Graves. That's a man? Wait. Miss? Man? What? I'm told that someone working in the dark room was why they referring to you. Okay. No gender so far, but what the hell? Where are the paintings? All I see is monitors. The paintings are usually displayed on those monitors, but are temporarily had to turn them off. I'm not gonna roll yeah, that's gonna be annoying, isn't it? I see. You said you were a close friend of the victim. You think you can help us catch a killer? Sure, ask me anything. Lee Graves. I know his name is Lee Graves, but can I get a gender thing? Anything? Man, eccentric and brilliant man. There we go. Apparently he is a man. I thought it was a woman creature's thing. Lee has an explosive and creative personality. Despite some obsessive compulsive behaviors towards his art, he's generally composed and measured and is considered an eccentric and brilliant man. After being accepted in Nova Palermo's art school thanks to his scholarship, Graves could notice for his dynamic and original style. Completing his artistic education, he set up multiple installations and organized several exhibitions within Nova Palermo's, including one on the island in District 6. Relationship with Andrew Joan Nessie. Could you focus on the victim and your relationship with him? Andrew was very smart and a gifted painter too. He worked as a technician, but always told him he was wasting his talent. Besides, the theatre company treated him like a slave, just like they do with anyone playing a minor role. He spent a lot of time together when he was not working. He was the only person with a soul around here. His work speaks for themselves. Oh really? And can I see his paintings? They are not available at the moment, but as soon as this case is over, I'll dedicate an entire exhibition to him, and I'll make sure to invite you. You will be able to see firsthand the wonderful artworks of that little angel. He seems to be very fond of Andrew. Something more than a simple friendship between them. In the dark room. Said the dark room has changed a lot compared to 6 years ago. What did you mean? When I became curator, I had interactive columns and installed display the paintings. The whole exhibition. The paintings rotate every 15 minutes, best representing the fickleness of mind. Fickleness of mind, life and art in general. Oh, it sounds amazing. But it's always a surprise visit, this. Exactly. Unlike your partner, you look like an extremely sensitive and charming person. Excuse me. Oh, thank you. Just ignoring Mordred completely. Right. Unfortunately, due to a terrible incident, I had to switch them off and stop the clocks in the room. Let me ask you, do the artworks have a common theme? We generally let our guests choose the theme so that they can fully express how they really feel. In addition to this, there are some works of mine as well as those of a few external collaborators. You told us enough about that, thank you. Thank you for your time, you've been very kind and helpful. It's the least I can do. No one wants to avenge the death of my dear friend more than me. Wish I could be more useful. It's fine, really, you've done a lot for us. Alright, I'll get back to work before the police come here and whack the entire room. Interactive paintings which rotate periodically. What kind of nonsense is this? So much technology for a bunch of old geezers. Mordred, stop it! He might hear you. Let's investigate this room. I can't. Well, there's only windows and other stuff there anyway. Inner corridor 44. Are you really going to stay in your rooms? These people are exploiting you and you're doing nothing about it. Oh great. Just what you needed. Screaming madman. Certainly not the kind of guest I expected to find here. Who are you? Oh, hello. We are Howard Carris and Model 40, the detective sent. Great. 2 more slaves of the system. From the frying pan into the fire. I should have ignored him. How dare you? At least have the decency to introduce yourself now. Well, I'm Luke Benton, and I consider myself a political prisoner, so I have all the right to be in a terrible mood. Sounds like a cunt. He's 43? 43? Bro, I was giving the full teenager role, because what the hell, he looks like a teenager, he behaves like one, he's 43, are you shitting me? I don't even know what to say. Heavy explosion originates from a spark. Luke is ill-tempered and extremely combative, with marked out political views and a taste for rebellion. His aggressive face made him attractive to some extremist groups and a dangerous individual overall. However, he graduated from law school in Benton and he pursued a career as a union representative, before leaving it after only 2 years for unknown reasons. He then became a political writer, which made him a hindrance in the eyes of the black bands. And he pursued a career as a union. But What? He went through law school, he cleared it, and still behaves like a fucking teenager? God damn it. A political prisoner? What are you talking about? 2 more citizens living under a rock while the world falls apart around them. I'm here because of the Black Bands, of course, those filthy fascists. What? Black Bands locked you up in here? Why else would someone like me be in this place? Clearly people are not aware of what's happening to the city. What do you mean? I can give you a quick overview of the situation if you wish. Maybe you'll see those monsters what they really are. Shouldn't waste your time with these people, however. Clock's ticking, and we must find Pandora at all costs. I'm quite sure that whatever happened to that poor man is related to what you don't want to hear from me. Huh. And how? I'd be glad to explain. Where should I start? Black Bands and Pandora. Said before that the Black Bands and this murder might have a connection. Can you tell us more? Pandora decided to kill him here. He probably acted for political purposes. Politically motivated murder? You for real? Pandora is a living nightmare for Nora Palamas. Nothing is better than one of his grand gestures to draw the public attention to something or someone. When people hear about the murder on the island, they will have to face reality. You almost make him look like a hero. Are you kidding? Pandora is just a killer, but we cannot deny that he's trying to sabotage the Black Bands. Just thinking about Treasury Park and what happened to Baker, I cannot exclude that he's the one who shot him. Not sure Pandora would get that far. He's a psycho, not some nihilist revolutionary. Whatever the reason, it is now certain that the Black Bands and those around them are the first to want him dead. And how is this supposed to help us with the case? You're a detective here, am I wrong? How is it possible that the Black Bands can transfer politically inconvenient people to these facilities just like that? Such a crime cannot remain unnoticed. Oh, actually it's quite simple. By manipulating the message, even the worst of the savagery is might unacceptable. It just said I was hired within the facility as a tutor for guests. It would help and educate them for free. My case is specific, but the same thing happened to builders, electricians, and other laborers. People hired and forced to live on the island, constantly supervised by armed guards paid by the Black Bands. Brilliant plan to put us all in the jail with no bars. And I'm afraid this is only the beginning. Why would you say that? Because gathering every political dissident and inconvenient people in a single place would lead to an uprising, and at that point they would have a good reason to attack them publicly. Baker's death was the fuse that ignited the streets and the passions of citizens. Now all they need is a spark to unleash untold violence on us. So, why are you going around screaming like crazy? Because I'm trying to convince these wretches to support me. Altogether we might be able to change things. What a bunch of unrealistic utopias. It's just a pipe dream if you ask me. Yet we saw things with our own eyes, Mordred. Raids in Talon Square, hate speech on television, now this. Look at the new leader of the Black Bands, that Loveless was a terrible person. But I didn't think he would take it that far. He's just carrying out the plans designed by his predecessors. And I'm not just referring to myself and my comrades, but also to those poor old people forced to leave the house. Things got even worse for them. Now they might be thrown out into the street any time. What are you talking about? Talon was meant to give shelters to homeless people. Sure, as long as they're independent and able to work. What if they get really sick though? I guess the state provides medical attention and support. Right? And you think I'm a misguided idealist? The truth is, If no relatives are able to cover the cost, the whole family will be forced to leave the island. And since the government owns their properties, they will have to live on the street. This is simply ridiculous, and no one's doing anything to stop it. We're talking about sick and useless old people, often with no family, who are nothing but a burden to society. In short, an enemy to be shredded in a machine called progress. It's been going on for months, and yet, only just found out. Ask yourself why. Better remember this. Might be useful for the investigation. Told you all you need to know. I hope you understand why our future is not so bright. Especially for someone like you, miss. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have an important meeting. I hope I'm still alive to see you again when all this is going to be over. Deportations, beatings, people confined in ghettos. What is happening? How can people harbor so much hate throughout the week? The truth is, the city has always been drowning in hatred, the massacres, the sorrow, and the injustices of the past. Living in the sewer pit of a town is getting harder and harder, and in order to settle the crowd, they need a common enemy, someone weak and helpless. The story repeats itself, and the Black Barnes just added fuel to the fire. We allowed this to happen. This is just our fault. No, Hera, don't say that. This is just a consequence of a hate campaign that has been running for years and years. How long before these episodes of violence become common and tolerated? How long before I'll be scared to walk the streets alone? As I said, I'll be long gone before there's any chance of that. I'm afraid it's already too late. So we have been in the dark room, we now in the corridor. Now we go to apartment 784. The atmosphere of this place gives me the creeps. Hello, Darwin. Yes, shall I make some coffee? Blech. Oh, don't bother, madam. We appreciate your hospitality, though. Well, I'm Mary Hope, and this is my husband, Daryl. Forgive him, he hasn't been much of a talker lately. What do we owe your visit? Mary Hope, very old. 73 or what? Time erases every virtue. Mary is a calm and caring woman, God-fearing and respectful of society's rules. She's fond of her husband, despite her age, is very rational and insightful. Biography. Hope once was corporate manager of one of the biggest food companies in Nova Palamos, but she was forced to shut down after a scandal involving some pathogens found in the product in 2045. Being dismissed, she had to live off her husband, eventually moved to the island a few years later. I see. I was about to say, if she was like one of the corporate managers, the biggest food company in Nova Palamos, but if there was a scandal, I see, I understand. Obtained Daryl Hope, who should be even older. The glory of awakening makes up for the fall. Daryl is incredibly calm and caring, and despite being married for more than 50 years, he loves his wife unconditionally. Former professor at Nova Palamos University, Daryl became famous thanks to his studies about shaping society through contemporary art. He got married when he was 19. The couple has now been able to have a baby due to some mental and physical problems. They recently have been transferred to the island. My name is Mordred, and this is Hera. We are private detectives currently working on the Pandora case. Nice to meet you, madam. The pleasure is mine. Sorry to bother you, but we'd like to ask you something about Andrew Jonesy. Andrew? Right, please be gentle with my poor Daryl. Don't worry, madam. We'll do our best to respect both of you. This might be an uncomfortable question, but I need to know the truth. Oh, please ask away. We came to know what it's like for people with diseases or handicap here on the island. And I guess this is affecting you as well. Mordred, what's wrong with you? That's inappropriate to say. No, the detective is right. My husband's conditions are critical and will be forced to leave soon. Sadly, I can work and take care of him at the same time, so I'm afraid we'll end up wandering the streets. I just hope someone gives us hospitality once we lose everything. I really would like to help him, madam. I appreciate your concern, darling. This has nothing to do with Andrew's murder, hasn't it? Huh? No, why are you asking this? Because I have the feeling that your situation might be the cause the victim's hatred against the managers of the island. Something went wrong and he was killed before being able to have his revenge. What? That's not true. I don't know nothing about this. He was simply trying to help us. Oh, don't stop. You're crossing the line. The mask. Just as I thought. At least now we know where to start. I'm sorry, madam. Didn't mean to upset you. Well, it's a little too late for that. Andrew's visit. Oh, that poor thing. What happened to him is really awful. After his death, my dear Tara has almost stopped speaking. Broken and seems lost in his own world. And the clothes? Andrew really looked up to my husband to consider my role and his achievements. That's why Maximilian told me to come here. You know, Andrew was an emerging artist? Yeah, we heard something like that. He used to do all his marks at Tara. He was the only choice we had. So sorry for your loss. He shall finally find peace in the afterlife. Did he have any enemies that you know of? Or perhaps did he ever mention someone looking like Pandora? I thought his revenge now would drive them crazy. Oh, not at all. He had some disagreements with his employers. He was complaining about salary and got a bit harassed at work. But he was not the kind of person who would not doing something silly like youngsters these days. Isn't that so, dear? Oh. Her friend worked as a technician in the theater, but he also had a talent for painting. And we know that much already. How long have you been living on the island? More than 7 years. We both failed the Patterson test and it forced us to come here. You were already here when the previous murder took place? Unfortunately, yes. Now that I think about it, this man has a familiar face, but I can't recall if I could have met him. She experienced firsthand the radical change carried out by Maximilian as well. Speaking of him, are you aware of anyone that could have a reason to hold a grudge against him? When do you ask? Because we're dealing with the same killer from 6 years ago. I'm sure that Mr. O's recent behavior is connected to Andrew's death. I know, absolutely. Everyone respects the director here. He's the one that allows us to live peacefully after all. Nope. And I don't know what change you're talking about to install some cameras, that's all. I tried to just change them, but who wouldn't suffer the loss of their own child? The mask, is she afraid to speak openly to us? Is Maximilian threatening them? Or is there something more? Alright, I think we've put it long enough. Thank you, I'm sure. Bye! Maximilian sent us here because he knew they had something to do with the murder, and the mask proves it. Don't have any real evidence to expose her right now, but she definitely has something to hide. Seriously, the situation is getting worse by the second. Don't go any further, son. Only those who deserve to spend their life in darkness may enter the room. Fox. Fox eats a cup only to survive. Out of selfishness. Oh, don't mind him. My poor husband happens to rave sometimes. Nothing to worry about. Alright, madam. We'll come by again in case we need your help. Oh, sure. Good luck, detectives. So we've been here, here, here. Go to the rehearsal room. Our Palamas is the lowest rate of suicide and mental breakdowns in the world. You have our word. This place hasn't changed at all in the last 6 years. That's what you'd call a reoccurring nightmare, I guess. You need to let off some steam about the past. No, I'm fine. You must focus on the case. Alright, let's get started then. Actually, this room is quite empty and clean. There are no traces of blood either. Police let us on without resistance. I hope you didn't contaminate the crime scene too much. Remind me to thank Leon for that. I bet it's his doing. There's a lot of wax on the floor near the window. Did Pandora pour it onto the victim right by the window? How? Maybe he drugged him? Nah. There's signs of foul play everywhere. He tried to resist him, and the wounds on his arm. Well. What are these? Jars containing wax? Pandora must have poured this onto the victim's face. Pretty sure this is not Pandora because we killed him. And there is not a second Pandora. But if you wanna keep chasing a ghost, I swear to God. You left him here? That doesn't make any sense. That's definitely not Pandora. The window was smashed by the victim. There's broken glass everywhere. Given the state of the scene, he was thrown out with great violence. Several old-style spotlights. Not sure whether it's to give the place a window touch or just to save some money. Some theatrical equipment lying around. I guess those angel wings came from here. All spotlights. Sure. Scenograph is really cheap, like those used for school plays. Fingerprints? They look like two thumbs. Maybe the victim tried to resist him and pushed against the wall. Soon enough, the Pandora did not kill him right away, and the idea of letting the victim resist is just ridiculous. We're definitely missing something. Search everywhere, but couldn't find any answers. There's not a single camera in here. Maybe we should ask for the footage of other areas. I highly doubt Pandora was so careless as to show his face. Also, there are security cameras only at the entrance and in some specific spots. Isn't the killer knew it well? Regardless, I can't get my head around why Pandora didn't cut his throat in like last time. Maybe he didn't want to leave any trace of blood. And what about leaving the jars of facts here, possibly with his fingerprints? He's not that stupid. Last time, he planned everything in a cold and calculated way, setting up a real horror show. This time he acted recklessly and in a hurry, so we didn't have much time. Actually, should think back to the crime scene from 6 years ago. The weird thing, though, is that Pandora managed to put the wax evenly onto the victim's face. At least this tells us that he wasn't attacked from behind, and I doubt the victim has been drugged. This place is crawling with bored old people. I'm sure someone would have noticed something like that. Then we have thumbprints on the walls, and the victim had burned right on those fingers. He clearly tried to resist from being thrown out the window during his agony. Think someone might have heard him screaming? Maybe we can find some witnesses. I don't think so. His walls and windows are thick and basically soundproof. He probably heard the screams while he was falling, nothing more. Well, now what? If it had done. Not exactly. You know, the killing method is slightly different from the previous cases, and this time there are no drawings. You're right. Couldn't figure out the made him back then. Would they be useful this time? Maybe, but it's too early to tell. I can picture the drawings precisely. Maybe I should ask Kara to help me remember the scene from the past. Well, that is where we have to go. Where we have to actually go back into the past. Mask. Are you serious? Do I look like I'm kidding? I know it sounds crazy, but this ability helps us solve most of the past cases. You know I have complete faith in you, but we can't. Just in time. Is it the police data on those two? I can't believe it. Maybe you were right. Huh? What did I find? The guests who died in the collapse during the play were Sheeta and Alice Kingston. The parents of that actress. I knew something was going on. Why would you accept the work for the man who had a hand in the death of her loved ones? Think about her desire for revenge, and it doesn't sound that absurd anymore. Wait a moment. Pandora is the killer, and none of the previous victims are connected to Jennifer in any way. That's true, but she didn't act alone. You think the other actor, Robert Herring, would be Pandora? So she might have joined forces with him in order to kill the man she hated. If you remember, we've always thought that Pandora had a partner, and it's very likely to work with a different one each time. That is a crazy theory, because then we definitely have killed the real one, probably. This way, you could collect all the information you needed about the victim, increasing his chances of success. This makes no sense. I refuse to believe Pandora is such a well-known man. The best place to hide something is in plain sight. You should know that. What I know is that you want to take that monster down at all costs, and your obsession is leading you towards the wrong person. You were the one who told us they were suspects. You suddenly changed your mind. He doesn't get the point, Mordred. Masks and guesses can't be used as evidence. You're heading down a dangerous path, my friend. You should investigate the Rose Room first. I'm sure we'll be able to figure something out. As you wish. Assuming Leon gives us the access key and the police doesn't arrest us. Fine, I'm sending you the code through Aquas along with a map to find the room. Otherwise you'd get lost. This place is a real maze. And I'm just like that, when I both your superiors. Just chill, I know what I'm doing. Now you're talking. That's a shred of courage behind that uniform after all. Find that to screw things up while I'm gone. Ah, you're not coming with us? No, I must verify something first. Call me if you find something interesting. Okay, please be careful. Don't worry, I don't plan on getting killed in this cesspool. Mordred, you're absolutely sure about the reason why the mask appeared? Aren't you? Trust me, okay? Now let's go. So this is the rehearsal room. Luckily, the police didn't touch anything. Seems they haven't collected all the evidence yet. This could be our chance to frame those two. How can you smile in a place like this? He actually said framing them? Oh my fucking god. Smile because we're getting closer to the truth. Or maybe I'm just going crazy because it's been too long since I smoked. I hope you're right. The victim was mostly tied. The victim was mostly like tied to this chair, given the rope around it. Why is there so much wax on the ground? This is probably where Pandora disfigured a poor man. The glass was violently smashed, and it's easy to guess that the victim was already dead when he was thrown out the window. Something got stuck here. Piece of multicolored cloth. I wonder where it comes from. From a costume. To be precise, from Jennifer's one. How do you know? Look at that pile of clothes and you'll understand. The only costume with the same color has a tag with Jennifer's name on it. Bingo. Hold on, that doesn't prove anything. Hunter could have worn it or ripped it to frame her. We'll see. You almost sound like you want to arrest at all costs. Yeah, we really sound like an idiot, another detective. Props of various kinds, mostly used as one of the costumes, has a tag that reads Jennifer. Honestly, now that I see this, I honestly feel like he served all the punishment those two went through. At least he did, and he should have maybe even been longer in jail. Like forever. But yeah. What are those drawings? They look like rough sketches made by a kid. Maybe Pandora left these marks on purpose. Sun, a moon, and a hand with some circles below. What the hell? Those lines within the circles must mean something. It looks like a sort of code. Whatever it is, once again the maniacs are making a fool of us all. These three drawings in wax have been found at the crime scene 6 years ago. They represent a sun, a moon, and a hand. The current representation is a reconstruction made by Mordred Foley. Please use the appropriate option to enlarge the image. Sun, moon, hand at different times. No blood, no clue on how you carried the victim up here. Still a dead end. You're wrong. Now I'm sure these two are implicated in this crime. Don't tell me your conclusion is purely based on a piece of cloth and some hypothesis. No, you're forgetting the mask and my bloody detective sense. It's no game, Mordred. You're wrong. We'll get 2 innocent people arrested and executed. Do you realize that? People can't wait to blame someone for what happened. You wouldn't think twice before killing them. It's good for us. Any shred of evidence should be enough to get this over with. You've changed, Mordred. Not for the better. As we started to investigate these cases, you've become even colder and more cynical. What happened to the man who wished to realize our dream? He's right in front of you, but there's no way to achieve the dream by following the rules. There is no blood. We don't know how he dragged the guy up here, and the clock's ticking. You really believe that we're going to find any hard evidence? Or that Pandora would suddenly make a mistake and get caught? The truth is, the only way to win this war is by making a deal with the devil, and you know it. However, this is the path which leads to glory, and we are so damn close, about to arrest the most wanted man in Nora Palamas ever. Nothing else matters now. Maybe you're right. Maybe there's another way to put an end to this. I intend to. I know what you want to do. No need to tell me. I'll always be by your side no matter what. Although, what we're about to do makes me sick. Ever. Go. I'll try to find something that might help us here. Alright, one thing before I go. Huh? I love you. Oh, detective. We meet again? Where's your partner? You mean Robert? No, I think he's in our room. Are you asking? You don't suspect him, do you? The police keep asking to access our room. I hope you don't have anything to do with this. What the? Are you alright? Should I call someone? Mordred, what are you doing here? Where's Hera? In the rehearsal room. She asked me to stay because... We must go back to her. Move! I don't... Blech. Hera, are you alright? Let's stop for now. We've talked long enough about the past. Thank you. Never dealt with the trauma, have you? How could I? Don't look at those disastrous events that brought us into this mess. I'm sorry. I'm insensitive. Doesn't matter. I'll just go ahead with the case. I never figure out the meaning of those drawings. By this time they will come in handy. Personal documents number 2. Maximilian, our founder of the island, thinks that his son has been falsely accused. The act aside, where Maximilian talked about resentment towards Terry, the victim, due to some alleged cases of corruption. Many of the island's facilities built after its foundation were not compliant to regulation. This caused the colony to collapse in a show, which ended up killing 2 residents. Personal documents number 3. Jennifer Kingston is one of the main suspects whose parents were killed in the accident of the collapsed column. Oh! One of the main suspects whose parents were killed. Oh! Oh, I thought, oh, the victim was my parent. Oh, that makes so much more sense. I mean, the reason for revenge there, because they died. Those 2, her parents died because of his son. That motive makes so much sense. You're still an asshole and an idiot for that, for framing them, but I can see your logic. A piece of a costume have been found next to the window. The victim was thrown out. Yeah, there was no sign of either blood or struggle in the rehearsal room. Weird. No one has ever figured out how she managed to bring him there, but there might be a hidden path that nobody has ever found. 3 drawings have been found on the wall, made with wax, a sun, a moon, and what is supposed to be the victim's handprint. Right under there were 3 circles with some marks inside. Some clues, like the wax drawings, can be examined in full screen when used in an inventory. They're looking for us in the waiting room. Any news from Leon? I don't want to spoil the surprise. There's one thing before we go, Mordred. Huh? Your behavior with those old people was obnoxious, the least. You knew about the situation, you humiliated them anyway. I only did it to see whether they were lying or not. And as it happens, a mask actually did pop up on that woman's face. There were more noble and appropriate ways to lead the interrogation, didn't you know it? And maybe you suspect them? The man in the wheelchair and the woman who's barely able to walk. Are they the real danger? Error. I agree with her this time, you fucking idiot. You're right, I went too far. I'll try and be gentle next time. I've been saying that for years, and yet you act like everyone's your puppet. People of France live in a maze made of nothing but illusions and fear of being totally forgotten. The least thing I do is give them the respect they deserve. Alright, I promise. I appreciate that. Just try to keep a word. I was right. Kindness will never lead us to Pandora. One more promise that I'm probably going to break. Hope she doesn't hate me once this case is over. It's her last chance for redemption. Hopefully she understands I'm doing everything in the name of truth. Forgive me if you can, Hera. I'm gonna save. I'm still gonna try to get back into the past, okay? No, you've used them now. What? So you said we can examine stuff more clearly like this? I would assume these are times. Five. 4 or 5 a.m. Can I get? Eight 10. p.m. Please enlarge yourself. Alright, whatever. Guess we have to move now. The island, waiting. Well, actually, that's where I'm gonna end off the episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, have a great one. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, bye bye.